What's up, War Room Nation? Welcome to Inside the War Room, brought to you by War Room Sports. Today, we have special guests with us. We have Ezra of Idiot Sports Talk. What's going on, Ez?
Hello there, Jimmy.
All right. We also have Joel. He's also with Idiot Sports Talk, as well as a lot of other people and a lot of women in New York. What's up, Joel?
James.
And B. Austin, representing the Israelites out there. What's going on, B. Austin?
Heidi ho there, James, my good man.
Absolutely. Before I start, I want to say rest in peace to Haystacks Calhoun. But let's get right into why we're here. We want to debate what's more impressive, winning 72 games in an NBA season or having a 33-game winning streak.
You know, who goes first?
Now, who goes first? We'll let you go first since you asked, Joel.
All right.
What is more impressive, 72-game wins in one season or 33 in a row? What's more impressive and why?
I think 33 in a row is more impressive, only because it happened. What was that? 1970 what?
1971.
When did this happen?
Mm-hmm.
One, right?
71
right?
to 72.
So we're talking
72.
40. We're talking 40 plus years that this happened, right? And Miami has what now? 24, and it's the second longest streak ever. So we're talking. It took 40 years for a team just to get within 10, whereas the Bulls won 72, and the next year 169. I've seen teams get closer to get 72 than teams get closer to 33. It's just proven to be easier, or at least easier to get closer to 72 than it is to get to 33.
And to add to Joel's point, there's been at least 8 teams that hit 67 wins in a season.
Okay.
So that's within 5 games, 8 teams that came to 72.
Yeah.
And like Joel just said, this is the second longest streak in the history of the NBA.
And they're within 9.
Okay, interesting. You agree. It's funny because most people we talk to when asked this question, they go the other way. And for me, I'm still up in the air because both are very impressive. But B. Austin, what's your opinion?
I absolutely think that 72 and 10 is a more difficult feat. I don't care who came within 5 games. I haven't seen 72 and 10. You're essentially winning 1 out of every 8.2 games.
But you haven't seen.
You haven't seen 33 either.
You haven't seen 33 either, and you just saw 24.
Yeah, I just saw 24. Okay, and
Well,
So
That's not 30. That's not 33.
that's not 33.
So basically,
We're already giving them 33. We're like, they're gonna get there.
all right, well, hold on. My question is this though. So
Yes.
if they do hit 33, does that change or just reinforce the fact you think 72 is more impressive?
Honestly, I do want to reserve. I want to reserve judgment till I see it occur, and really, I think I'm ahead of myself by trying to gauge it, because if they don't make it, then really we're just talking about whatever number they stop at. And here's the other thing with that. I think that the 33 that the Lakers won in a row, an interesting point was made by my esteemed colleague Dr. Akil Bayon, PhD. Around the circumstances and context of that 33 wins, which was a watered down league. Absorption of the ABA teams. Some of those teams were trash. Some of those teams weren't going to be there the next year. So it was an easier run to get those 33 if you're going to beat up on weaker competition. Fast forward to 2013, you're dealing with at least 4 teams that should be contracted, if not more, in the NBA. It's a watered-down league. That's my take. I mean,
so you're saying when they won 72 games, that was a completely competitive league?
I'm not going to say it was completely competitive, but it was more competitive than it is now.
Okay. I mean, and I hear you. Whoa, I don't know what Joel tried to say there. Go ahead, Joel.
I said I disagree there. There were 7 teams the year the Bulls won 72 that won less than 32 games. There's 6 teams now with less than 30 wins. All right, and 2 of them already have 28. Philly and I think Toronto, right? And Phoenix has 24, so they're going to finish at 30. So there's going to be 4 teams with less than 30 wins this year, as opposed to the Bulls who had 7. And the Bulls, that was Toronto and Vancouver's first year in the league. And normally the first expansion league, when the league expands, that season is watered down because there's more players, and more players means that there's going to be players who don't belong in the league that are in the league just to fill out those two franchises. So I think the 72 wins, it was pretty watered down as well with the two new teams.
The point you're making could be stated for the 71-72 season.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is you know, they were both watered down. So you can't take it away from the 33 if it's watered down for the 72 as well. That's what I was trying to say.
And my question is this to you guys. I think that the Heat have what, about 14 losses somewhere around there? Is it 14 or 15?
14. That's 14.
So let's just say they don't lose again in 4 seasons.
They're 53 and 14.
Damn.
Let's just say they run the table from here on out. What would that make their final record? They'll have about 70
and 14.
No, 68.
No, it's 82 games. So
They'll have
68.
Oh, yeah, 68. Yeah, you're right.
They'll be 68 and 14, and that winning streak will be who knows where it is. So now my question is this. If they do run the table, now this is just a big if. I don't know if they're going to run the table for the rest of the season, but if they did and they ended up 68 and 14 with however many in a row, would that be the best season ever at that point? Would that surpass your opinion of the 72 and 10 Bulls?
I wouldn't say it would be the best season ever, but I would say that it's a more impressive streak. The streak is then at that point, if you run the table in an NBA season from where they are now, which would be probably another 40, no, not 40 win.
They're at 24, right?
Yeah, they're at 24. How many games are left?
So that's 14. They have 14 left. So that would be 38 in a row.
38 in a row. Yeah, that would definitely.
38 in a row and 68 wins. Ezra, what you getting ready to say about that?
After hearing that last stat about 38 games in a row, I actually just lost my train of thought right there. That's just an incredible.
Do you think this would be the most impressive NBA season ever by a team if they were able to run off 68 wins and 38 wins?
I don't know if I can say season, but certainly streak, obviously, because it'll break the all-time record, and just to end the way that they ended the season, it'll be the most incredible run that I've probably seen in the NBA, or maybe in all of sports, even more incredible than the Patriots 18-0 or 20-0. I mean, 18-0 record. But
18-1.
Yeah, well, we know, and I'm happy for that.
Okay. For those who don't know, that's a Giants fan, so you know.
But the reason I think
David Tyree.
Well, I would think that if the Heat do it, because obviously the Lakers didn't have to face the social media, the media coverage back in their day as intense as it is now. Look at it, number 24, the coverage they're getting. They're going to get the A game from every single team. Every media coverage is going to be all over them. It's just going to be a historic feat, and just the pressure from everyone just makes it even more impressive.
You know what? That's a great point. Add into the fact that you have LeBron James, who's a polarizing figure, and you're the defending champions. So the media scrutiny they're getting is a lot different than the team in the past. But people a lot of times consider that 72-10 Bulls team the best team ever or the best season ever from a team.
Well, because they closed out with a championship too. So
yeah, but I'm just saying
hindsight. Yeah.
So assume the Heat do the same. I mean, at 68, 38 in a row, and they close out with a championship. That's mighty impressive, man.
Yeah, I think it would probably be the best regular season. It would be the best feat I've ever seen. In as long as I've been watching sports, it'd probably be the most impressive feat, individual or team-wise. Now, for them to be considered best team, they would have to win a title, obviously. And then we start comparing them to other teams, and that's where everybody starts disagreeing.
I want to appreciate it for what it is. 24 wins is tremendous.
Yeah, man.
Very impressive. I've already made the case because I think it's not even about them being the best team in the NBA or not. It's about them maintaining the discipline and the focus, because you can be the best team in the world and still lose to a bum squad just because you don't feel it that night. Just because, I don't feel like pounding my balls on DeMar DeRozan, tonight. I'm going to let the Toronto Raptors get off. I don't care.
And another thing is, when you're facing like NBA talent, people look at Jeff Green. No one expects him to explode for 43 points, but when an offensive player is on, he can do anything to any team. So that's one thing that he have been able to stop or slow down. But there's always that chance. Let's say the Bucks, for a reason. Monte Ellis can score 50 points on the Heat.
They have 3 players on their roster capable of 40 points.
Yes.
In the NBA.
And that can happen. And if the Heat have an off night and these guys are hot, it can happen.
Absolutely. Well, to your point, Austin, that's because their backcourt is we call them the Call of Duty backcourt because there's a bunch of gunners back there.
Yeah, they shoot.
You know.
Yo.
No campers over there.
If the Seals,
yeah, you're right. They have no.
If the Seals didn't find Obama, you could have sent Monte Ellis and Brandon Jennings because they are shooting.
Well,
They are shooting.
and back to that old question, say if I think it'll be the most impressive season of all time. I don't know, because before the streak, the Knicks had the #1 seed in the East. They were behind. Even after that, they were behind by a game or two. And I think a lot of people were saying the Heat are taking. They've been lax the early part of the season. Am I right? A lot of people were saying that.
I think I said that on your channel. Like they
weren't playing.
They didn't even put it in gear. It looks like they weren't even playing hard.
So it was two halves. It's two different halves since this streak. So I don't know if I can say the best, because the 72-win season is just, they're both incredible consistently. That's just the consistency is just incredible for both achievements, and it's just. But one part of the season wasn't all that.
It sounds like you're changing your mind. That 72 is more impressive because
I won't say that. I won't say, because, like Joel said, this is the second longest of all time, and it's still 8 games away.
And Austin, I know that you said 72 is more impressive, but you kind of made the argument as to why 33 may be more impressive, because this is night in and night out. You go against teams that have tremendous athletes, and you can lose any game to anybody. In the NBA, you can lose to anybody.
And they have the target now. They have the target on their chest.
And they have a double target. The target is being the champions. The target is being the Heat, the bad guys, so to speak, with them teaming up. And also the target of, the champions, the Heat, the whole thing. They have a huge target.
I don't think the bad guy thing is even there anymore, because
probably not as much. You're right.
With the way society is, they're accepting of a lack of competitive greatness. No one cares. They just want to see someone fly and dunk. So all that's gone. Like, they don't mind them dudes hugging up and being buddy and rather play with each other than.
But both are incredible achievements. The only thing that I find is sad that some people are saying, well, this streak isn't all that. Look at the teams they're facing. They're facing trash teams.
Yeah, no, that's silly.
Yeah,
that's just stupid.
I know when it first started, when they were around 10 games, people were saying, well, they're not playing any competitive teams. But as it started getting longer and longer, I think it's close to about 50% of the teams they played are playoff teams. So
Ezra, the funny thing is, if they lose, it's going to be to a bum team.
Yes.
I think they're going to lose to.
Now hold on, B. Austin.
Well, they do.
I thought that, but you just told me a couple minutes ago you thought they were going to lose to the Spurs.
The Spurs, the Knicks, or a bum team.
Well, I think we can include the Knicks with the bum team.
Anybody.
My personal opinion. The only, I guess, quote unquote, good teams are they face left. They face the Spurs and I think the Bulls twice. Yeah. I don't know if you want to consider the Bucks a good team. Or
hey. The Knicks.
No, I'm not including them.
He just called the Knicks bums, by the way. I think that's what you said, right, Ez? Okay.
Knicks are overrated.
I mean, I guess so. Their whole team is hurt at this point.
You're overrated.
No. That's only because that's the only reason that I'm overrated is I keep getting compared to God. I'm overrated there, but
all right, man. So
all relative.
To end this all off, I honestly think that the 33 game to me is more impressive. Because the level of competition is irrelevant. Austin, you made my point of why I think it's more impressive is because you have to get up night in and night out against teams you're better than. You don't have to go full speed, and these teams give you a run. Like last night, Cleveland.
Let's keep it 100, my brother.
Orlando had a 5-point lead with like less than a minute to go.
Y'all what y'all don't know, man. Deep down inside, the 72-10 is not as impressive to Jimmy because Fed was involved. That is all it boils down to. I'm telling you, he's not being objective.
No, see, you're saying
Fed is involved.
And for those who don't know who Fed is, Fed is the hoop earring dude, which is one of our
AKA the GOAT, greatest of all time. AKA I wear whack clothing, AKA I can't dress, AKA I'm pretty whack person, but still the greatest basketball player of all time.
That's a debate for another video. But that's not why I'm saying it though.
Harold Miner was on the Bulls.
That's a good point.
Does anybody know what the longest streak the Bulls had in that season? What was the longest streak they had?
I think it was 14.
Long streak.
I think it was. I was looking at it today. I think it was 14.
About 14 games. Okay. No, that's not why. I just honestly think that in order to keep that up for that long, to me it's more impressive. If you're 72 and 10 and you're a great team, you're better than everybody else, and I mean it's not the same though. Like you said, what's that? A loss every 8 nights? Yo, this
loss
is
every 8 games.
8 games or something like that. Okay, loss every 8 games.
So you're putting together 8-game streaks, like 8-game streaks in and of themselves are pretty impressive. Like you go 8 games, no loss. All right, loss. That's not getting me down. Let me rattle off another 8 games. Let me rattle off another 8 games. Before you know, you got 72 wins. Yo, that's sick.
Yo, but if you have 3 of the best players in the league on your team, which could be said for the Miami Heat as well, and they may end up with well over 60 wins with this record. I mean, only time will tell. You said they have 4 Hall of Famers. How many Hall of Famers was on that Bulls team?
2. Half.
What?
Jordan and Rodman.
Mike. Jordan.
Robin's in the Hall of Fame, by the way.
Robin is in the Hall of Fame.
Robin is in the Hall of Fame, by the way.
Yeah.
With the Hall of Fame coach,
Yeah.
So, I mean, anyway.
Coaches don't play basketball.
They do count, though. Anyway, any last words you want to say before we get out of here, Joel? What's your thoughts on this debate? Your last words.
I just think it's for no team to come within 10 for 40 years I think it's just much more impressive.
Okay, got you. Ezra, what's your last thoughts on this debate?
I don't have any last thoughts. I just want to ask all 3 of you a quick question. Yes or no, will the Heat match or break this? I mean, or break the record?
No.
You say no, Joel?
No, they don't. They lose to the Knicks.
Oh, see, now we know why you're saying it. I think they do. I think they do. They do break it. It is what it is. I just think they do break it. B. Austin, you think they'll break it?
No, but they will beat the Knicks.
Okay, got you. All right, any last thoughts, B. Austin, before we get out of here?
Yo, man, shout out to the audience. Shout out to the listeners. Please remember to subscribe to warroomsportstv.com. Catch my homies, Ezra, Joel.
Do you guys see me? My computer's frozen.
Yo, do y'all see him? Y'all see him?
We see
ghost,
him.
the ghost
Listen,
in the
everybody.
machine.
All right,
Ezra,
here's the thing. Everybody,
don't eat my ice cream.
Ezra, don't eat my ice cream. That's right. But everybody, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe on warroomsportstv.com. Let us know how you feel. Also, check out Ezra and Joel, Idiot Sports Talk. Just look up Idiot Sports Talk on YouTube. They're also featured in our channel. So, check those guys out as well. They have great
Frozen. Frozen.
SB Nation, War Room Sports. Congrats, guys.
Oh, no problem. Thank you.
March 30th, New York Comedy Club. Whoever's in New York, I'm performing there.
Okay, that's Joel with his plug. Until next time, everybody, don't accept mediocrity and be steadfast in the war against ignorance. In the words of the great Chris Wallace, I see you chumps on top.
Wait, it's the War Room with 5 nights at the round table. 5 Philly guys, diversified and educated.